What's up, everybody? OMB. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hit the bell icon so you can be notified for future videos. So, you folks still have faith in these cell phones? I already done told you about one case. Actually, I told y'all about a couple cases where law enforcement was able to crack a couple of Apple's codes and get in and get some information for somebody. And then another one um, was this app that these drug dealers was using that they thought was safe. Well, according to Google employees, Apple is eating their lunch. Google employees admit in a lawsuit that the company made it nearly impossible for users to keep their location private. So, therefore, if you have anything other than an Apple, you might have been compromised somehow. I mean, just the government looking at your business, which I don't particularly care because I have the LG phone and that's Google all day, and I can care less if they looking. They ain't doing shit. Oops. I ain't doing nothing. But anyway, it said Google made it nearly impossible for users to keep their location private, according to newly unredacted court documents. Now, let me explain what unredacted means, because we need to understand the meaning of these words. Unredacted, with confidential or sensitive information included or visible. So therefore, the information they had prior to that was redacted. This sensitive information more than likely wasn't in there. It said even Google execs and employees in charge of location data were confused about how privacy settings work. Google was sued by Arizona's Attorney General over its data collection practices last year. Newly unredacted documents in a lawsuit against Google reveal that the company's own execs, I already read that part. Google continued collecting location data even when users turned off various location sharing settings, made popular privacy settings hard to find, and even pressured LG and other phone makers into hiding settings precisely because of users like them, according to documents. Jack Menzel, a former vice president overseeing Google Maps, admitted during a deposition that the only way Google wouldn't be able to figure out a user's home and work locations is if that person intentionally threw Google off the trail by setting their home and work addresses as some other random locations. Now, I believe it says her last name is Chai. Hopefully I said it right. Jen Chai, a Google senior product manager in charge of location services, didn't know how the company's complex web of privacy settings interacted with each other, according to the documents. Google and LG did not respond to requests for comment on this story. Now, being that they didn't want to talk about it, and then there's employees, the former execs and all this extra stuff telling you, yo, we don't even know how it works. Huh? You know what? I've learned as a spiritual person to learn, and things happen for a reason. There was a reason this iPhone, this is a cheap one, this is an old one, whatever. But there was a reason it landed in my lap. And their Android is just sitting to the side. I didn't know why. Cause I used to be the type of person be like, yeah. Apple, yeah. That's all just, you know, name. But on the other hand, I find out something different. Now I heard one chick, I was talking to, and she was like, "Oh, no, I don't trust Apple. I got an Android because somebody hacked my Apple." And I'm thinking, you about the only person I know that said that. You know why? Because anybody else who would have hacked your phone, they must have seen you punch your code into something. They seen something because you ain't just getting no Apple. This old one from 2014, you got to fingerprint yourself in. So I'm like, I can imagine anything newer than that. And it does have a lot of, and as of lately, well, from what because at one time I heard that Apple, you didn't have to update as much, but now they updating like mad, and that's and I know that's combating these hackers, government hackers, overseas hackers, and all of that. And Apple is good because Apple and Windows work totally different. Those are two different systems. You know what I'm saying? And Apple is much more complex. They're so complex to where it doesn't take half the megahertz that a regular PC would use to run an Apple. An Apple use very little megahertz and do the same thing your PC do at high megahertz. So just imagine an Apple at high megahertz. Now I'm not down in the PC because that's what I'm using. And if you configure them right and set them up right, you good. But when it comes to them phones, if I were y'all, I'll stick to Apple because you got to spend money, yeah, but Apple gonna keep you. Yeah, Apple gonna keep you right, B. Just do the updates. Heck with all that extra stuff. You don't do the updates, you're leaving yourself vulnerable. But so all y'all with them other Android phones, they got your location. So if you don't care, you like me, you don't care because you ain't doing nothing. Oh well. But if you doing some dirt, B, they got you. OMB signing out. Peace.